Well, welcome back to another episode of my Ultimate Iron Man. I'm sorry, I'm in a really good mood right now. I was just talking to my friend. We're about to play some PUBG. I was just star mining and doing clues just while I was wrapping up, and got a medium. It finally happened. Ranger boots on the account. That is super, super nice. Look at those 654 clues. We finally got the Ranger boots. And if you're not aware, if you're new to this channel, or just forgot, I have the Pegasian crystal, and I was getting very, very close to dropping it because you see, I've got a God Sword Shard 2 here. We're going to be doing lots of God Wars dungeons, in the future here, or in this video, immediately, the immediate future, right now. So I want to make sure I have some more space to potentially hold on to. I think at least having 2 spaces is a must for me. I'd like to have 3. So I can have multiple versions of God Swords, or, if I get any, Tacits drop, something like that. It's good to have. These Sapphires I'll get rid of eventually whenever I decide to, just man up and grind them. I can maybe do some of these herbs and stuff, but yeah, now I guess it will still be a bag slot because because I'll the Pegasians will go in there, but I will be wearing the Pegasians now. Although I guess I have to find some other piece of Zami or Bandos gear to bring with me in the fights now. Maybe I'll just bring like the Zami cape or something. Probably have to take the L on that. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'd almost give it up that we would get these Ranger boots, and I was like I had said maybe I would do like a grind earlier of like, oh, I'll keep going until I get like 1,000 KC and then drop them, and I was prepared to do that, but I'm glad I don't have to do that. So I was already getting ready to rebag in his Spory, and now this is the exact excuse I needed to do that. So give me a second here, and we will go turn these boots into our best in slot range boots. Heck yes! Alright, so we do need to have a little bit of discussion about the Pegasian boots, because I do know there is some discourse about that. Like, are they worth it, It's Ranger boots give +8 range attack, and Pegasians give +12. There's no range strength, though. It's just range attack, so it only affects accuracy. And there's a little bit of defenses. I think it's got like +5 across the board for defenses compared to the no defenses from Ranger boots. And the biggest thing is that even though Pegasians are tradable, so I can put them in the bag and stuff, Ranger boots are storable in the POH. But the fact of the matter is the Pegasians are already like a very incremental increase. With the setup I have doing at Bandos, it would be like 0.05 extra DPS. It is almost a full percent. Heck, it goes from like 60 to almost 61% chance to hit. So that's not nothing, It's something. I think that mainly comes from the full crystal gives you +30% accuracy when you're using the BOFA. So I think that the +4 gets a lot more mileage than it would without something else. But I know there's a debate like, hey, is it worth it? Should you risk? You can store Ranger boots in the POH. It's pretty good for UIMs. But kind of, I was just thinking like, Pegasians are an upgrade. They're barely an upgrade, but there is some numbers go up increase. Ranger boots in the setup I'm using right now, it's only +1 extra range attack from the Zami boots I was using before that got D'hide, and that doesn't increase my DPS at all. And obviously there's other use cases, but like, the Ranger boots are so marginal from Zami or from the D'hide boots, and they don't get any defenses, even though there's very little defense, but still it's something. So I was like, yes, the Ranger boots are better because they're storable, but I would never use them, like ever. There'd never be a scenario where that +1 would be worth losing the defenses, I don't think. So I, of course, already have gone and made the Pegasians. I know it's a commitment. I know certain UIMs, we all probably have our own opinions and stuff, but the way I thought about it is like, I've had the freaking Pegasian crystal in my bag for over a year at this point. I think it's been a long freaking time. Solely so I could maybe get these. I mean, half the reason I dyed my bow green is so that I could have a match when I got the green boots from this, and also the ranging cape, which I don't have on right now. But I figured, like, hey, even if it's only a little bit of number, like, they are best in slot. They look really, really freaking cool. And, like, worst case, if I ever, like, really, really decide I don't want them or don't need them, I can do the same thing I did with Pegasian and just be willing to drop it if I have to. So I'm like excited to use these. It feels cool to have like a real true best in slot. I guess technically like crystal armor, and it's not best. I mean, it's best in slot for like one or two things, but technically it's it's not Tebow. It's not the freaking Missouri. It's not technically the best, so it feels pretty good to have that. I guess the Zenite jewelry is kind of like that, but still the boots, they're iconic. I love the way they look. I love the freaking wings on them, and the green looks really really sick. So that's a thing. Please don't attack me if you're a UIM who disagrees with me. I respect your opinions. I respect everyone. I'm just trying to. I want to play the game the way I would like to play the game, and this is how I want to play. I don't normally play with sound or the music on here. It's very, very intense for just trying to do a little check-in right now. But here we are, getting ready to actually do some bandos. Welcome to this episode for real. I know we kind of had that wild start with the Ranger boots and Pegasians and stuff, but welcome back. This is my Ultimate Iron Man. We're doing bandos, as you can plainly see, and I'm pretty excited. With the Pegasians, we had to change our setup around a little bit because we were wearing the Zammy boots before, and we had the War Blessing for bandos protection. So now I switched that out for the Zammy Blessing, and I have a Bandos cloak on right now, which we did lose. I think it's really just like +1 range attack and then a little bit of defenses from the fire cape. I think it's like around 10 defenses across the board from the fire cape, which is what I was wearing beforehand. So that sucks a little bit. We did get a little more prayer. Prayer isn't a huge issue here, but honestly, like it's still more damage because of the extra range from the Pegasian brutes makes up for what we lost there. So I'm hoping it won't be too terrible. Time will tell. But I figured that'd be the best thing for me because like one, it's bandos. I need bandos protection. I guess I could bring something, but then that's one less inventory spot I have for like food and supplies. And the other thing was it was a space I was using in the bag, so the bag is actually looking kind of clean right now as far as like I'm going to be grinding stuff. We got the God Sword shard in there. Of course, any God Sword shards we get in addition to this, assuming they're not dupes, we can combine, and they're still tradable, and you can still put them, have them only take up one inventory spot. So that's not going to be anything crazy. And then if we get any pieces of bandos or something like that, we can fit them in here as well. And of course, I've got things like if I really need space, I'll drop probably the Fury kit first, or maybe I'll probably try and use some herbs first. Just get that grind going. But yeah, it's not too bad. And then all we're risking in his spore right now is some crystal shards and the mining stardust and the ring. So nothing I'm gonna cry over if I lose. But yeah, I'm very excited for this episode. Gonna get into lots of bandos. I had a good big trip last episode. I'm hoping to have that again this time. Usually takes me a trip or two to get into the groove, so we'll see how we do. Well, of course, when you need OBS to come through, it decides to crash. So both my replay buffer didn't work, and I tried to record a clip, it didn't work. It doesn't matter, we didn't get anything insane. We just got another God Sword shard 2. When I was just talking about what happens if we get dupes or not, we got another one. So now I'm in the position of like, do I keep this one or just out? I mean, I might as well keep it for the time being. I can always get rid of it later, but like, are we going to start maybe building 2 God Swords? Because I do know there's a stash for just the ZGS. So I think if we were going to make any of them first, that would be the first one. I'm pretty sure you can take the handles off too, so that you can get into some like swapping and stuff later, but that would be the easiest one. Obviously, the BGS is the one that like is the most useful to us. We still need the Bandos rune plate from that, so we wouldn't be able to build the stash. So we might want 2, and then the SGS can be sometimes useful too to have. I don't know. I'll probably just keep it for now. But I think the bigger thing is I got that from a minion, Sergeant Grimspike. So I actually haven't checked the rates right now. Let me look those up. All right, I'm not as annoyed now because I looked it up. It's 1 in 1.5k for the God Sword shard from the minions, but it's like 1 in 16,000 for a piece of Bando. So it's, relatively not crazy rare. We didn't get hurt. And we also got a Longbone from Bandos, which I was going to be like, oh, that could have been the Dragon Warhammer, but it was only 1 in 400 from Bandos. So like, it's still more rare than like one of his uniques, but it's, nothing to get mad about. Also, I finished with 56 KC there at the end. Bandos, KC. Or Bandos minions KC. So doing my math right this time, dividing by that 4, that's a 14 kill trip. So haven't gotten the 15 that I got excited about last time, but still better than the previous one. And there was definitely room for improvement. I messed up on like my second or third kill. I got out of sync and had to take a hit. So definitely could do better. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god. I'm risking. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Oh, baby. Well, I can confirm that my replay buffer did get that. So, got live reaction. I know everyone loves the tuber live reactions. But yeah, I was just going to, after that trip ended, I was going to have record and be like, we just passed 128, which was the drop rate for a unique. But we didn't get it. I actually, again, probably should do this beforehand, but is that for Bandos like armor pieces, or is that for any of his uniques? Let me check. Okay, yeah, so it looks like it's 1 in 27, 1 in 127 for any piece of the armor. The hilt itself is just a flat 1 in 508. Okay, so that's the... So that's not that's the rarest single drop if you're going for a specific piece. Well, actually, no, it's not, because any specific god shard is 1 in 76 too. It's the rarest unique to Bandos, and it's something that we're gonna need. Unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, I was just talking about that looting bag space. That's gonna be a looting bag space. It's just gonna be -1 here, because the Bandos hilt or then the BGS eventually is going to be gonna be in there. But yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome. How much do Bandos hilts go for these days? 25 mil value just inserted right into our account. I wish you could even just hold that right now, or I wish you could use the Gommel's hilt on it or something just to have it for aesthetics. But that'll be maybe we'll get real lucky and maybe we'll make a god sword sooner than we think here. One can hope. Well, I'm going to have to take off, but I wanted to just show off. We got 61 KC right there. If we do some very, very hard math, we will know that we finally hit the 15 kill trip that I thought I got last video. It was bound to happen. Could have gone longer. It's always... I'm at the point now where maybe I could do a little bit better inventory management for what I bring and stuff like that, but it kind of just comes down to... Do you get enough food drops or do you get enough restore drops? This time I probably could have got one more brew in there, but instead I only got I got a couple food drops, but not a ton. So I could have stayed longer, but what are you gonna do? We'll have a lucky kill sometime, but I will still take these 15 kills. Y'all, do you guys see that? I'm just sitting here chilling. I just got back from work. I was like, I'm going to take it easy. I'm eating a banana right now. I was stuffing my face with a spoonful of peanut butter. And looky at that. Talk to the rock golem. I like this pet quite a bit. Some of the transmogs look really, really good. And I actually think it's pretty rare. I want to say I've heard it's 1 in 500k to get it from here. Although that's per mine, so you mine this pretty quick. But still, that is really, really cool. I wouldn't say it's on my want to get it before I die pet. No, actually that'd be I would have liked to have gotten that before I died. I don't think I would have died if I didn't get it. That's a good way to put that. It's a good pet to have. I'm happy for it. And it's we're getting up there for skilling pets on this account. Let me take a look at this stuff. Skilling pets. 5 out of 8. Yeah, we're over halfway. Yeah, so we just need Chinchompa, which that is my ride or die. Farming, and then rune crafting. Rune crafting, I don't know. Maybe if we start doing bloods, I think you get them from that. Farming, we're 99 farming now, so I really only get most of my XP from herb runs. I will say I have been planting belladonna seeds if I ever happen to get them, just because I think I've heard that's per plant, that's the best one to get. One, is that even true? And also, does anyone know, is there any other good kind of easy-ish plants things you guys do for chance at the farming pet, or should I probably just be planting any tree seeds I get, even if I just don't really care about post 99 XP? Well, nice little start to my morning. I got a master clue from star mining of all things last night. It came from an easy actually, because I don't think you can get master clues normally. I think you have to get them from doing clues. But anyway, it's also always very rare whenever I get to open these. I think we're only on still single digits for sure. Can we get anything cool? No, just lots of alcohols. We got 8 of them. Again, I was gonna say maybe closer to 5. So we always have a little bit more than I think. I probably don't remember them because they're usually not worth it for how long it takes for us to do. Oh, look, 96 mining. I was just AFKing. I've been playing Liza P, and I just rolled credits on it. Very good game if you're into Souls-likes. Although if you are, I imagine you probably already knew that. Oh my god! I gotta drop. Okay, let me... Okay, don't die. Alright, this trip is going bad, so we're just gonna leave. Well, you just saw in that little clip there, my mic was pointed away from me because I was, just kind of chilling. I wasn't actively anticipating getting anything. But yeah, 193 kills, and there is our first Bandos piece. The Bandos Tacits. I don't really know if there's any, particular desire for Tacits or BCP one over the other. Did you want to get first? I'm just trying speaker from 12, so that's +2 melee strength that we get from that, and then a good bit of defenses too. I won't be able to fit all this stuff in my inventory to see how much comes from them. I probably can just go ahead and check the wiki right now. I don't know why I'm spending so much time doing this. Okay, usually they'll have a thing that says oh, they got the same equivalent. They've actually got a lot of 71, 63, 66, 93 range defense. They give +1 prayer too. These are really good. But yeah, this is probably pretty good. I don't think we had much, what were we using? I guess we would have been using the obby legs because we had full obsidian. So it's +1 melee over that, which is Bando's chestplate is also +1 over the obby plus chestplates. I don't think it's a huge difference here or there. So yeah, that's just pretty cool. I guess okay, for most people they probably prefer Tacits over chestplate because you probably already have the fighter torso if you're trying to be efficient. But I don't really I'm not gonna say I hate BA. I've never done it before. I just don't really. It seems like a lot to have to try and either pay for or get people to do for it to work out. So I just haven't ever done it on any accounts. But I'm still happy for either piece. So that's our second drop from them because of course we've already got the hilt in the bag, and that is going to fill up our looting bag. So if we get a drop that's not a god sword next, we're going to have to make a decision about what we're keeping and what we're getting rid of. So I don't know what I'm gonna do if it comes to that. We'll figure it out. Well, I figured it was just about time that I kind of tried to show the method. I would definitely recommend going and just watching a full-on guide if you're trying to learn this. And I'm also not a master by any means. But just if anyone's curious, it was a very, very infuriating to get started. Someone had asked me in the comments last video if they had any tips, and it's unfortunately the best tip is just you gotta just keep trying. You will die a lot. You only get 1 or 2 kill trips your first time, but once it clicks, it's not just oh you got to go from 1 to 2. It's you would go from 1 or 2 kills a trip to 7 seems to be my minimum ish right now, as long as I don't have a misclick or things go wrong or something like that. So, what I've evolved to now, I used to just bring prayer pots and sharks, which I would probably still recommend if you're learning. But what I do now is I have brews and restores. I still like to have 1 shark. You might see here just in case. Also, this could go terribly wrong because I'm pretty bad when I'm talking and trying to do these things. But my go-to now has been I will usually sip 1 brew and then restore my stats back up, and then use my ranging potion. And then of course we have to take 2 hits when we go in there, so I throw on Piety and Protect from melee. You run in, you summon your thrall, and then that's why I have the shark, because in case I get hit there, I can just heal right back up. Then we still have to take 1 more hit, wait for him. As soon as we get hit, we run over here, and then we are in the cycle now. So I switch on my quick prayers to protect from range and eagle eye, and I'm like getting nervous right now for some reason, even though I got it set up correctly. And then we are in the rotation. You see I have these tiles marked, and basically what it is you click to one tile, and then you go through and you click back, and it's like 1, 2, 3, shoot, 1, 2, 3, shoot, kind of like that, back and forth. And then the crux of this method, this is the red X method, is we're clicking pray at the altar, which is some weird mumbo jumbo spaghetti goat stuff. Whenever you do a red click on him, and then we were red clicking on the door over there when we need to go back. And then that's what allows this to work, with you to run under him, essentially. It's some weird, like, he de-aggroes you whenever you red click for some reason. So that's why it works out like that. I don't 100% understand it, but it just works. That's kind of like the model of this method. It's just like, hey, it just works. And then I'm very struggling. I'm actually a little better at flicking the minions than this. But again, this is an example of talking right now in my brain. Like, my brain just can't handle things. But yeah, that is how the first kill goes, and that was pretty good, because the first kill is always the worst, because you have to tank those 2 hits from Bandos. Once you get it set up, which I will also show here in a second, it's much easier because you don't have to take any hits from Bandos at all. After this point, if you do everything right, you will never get hit by Bandos again if you're doing things right. Okay, unfortunately here, we didn't get any food drops, so I do have to brew back up, which isn't the worst because we can overheal, but then it means we lose my ranging potion. That's the one bad thing about brews and restores versus sharks, that we'd have to repot up for ranging potion if we want to use it again, which I will, because we're lucky enough there where we're able to brew all the way up, so we'll still have over 100 HP even when you range pot. But yeah, so I got range pot, make sure we're running still, and then right when there's about 2 seconds, you summon your thrall, turn on your prayers, attack Bandos the second he spawns, and then just click like that, and you're already in the rotation again. And then there you go. And again, assuming you don't mess up, you will just not take damage from Bandos until the kill ends. And you just keep doing that, rinse and repeat until you are out of supplies or you have to tele out for some reason. This is going pretty smoothly. Sometimes it goes smoothly, sometimes it doesn't. Pretty much the only variable is how much damage you will take from the minions during the fight. Which you can see, usually I'll end up taking, like, half my HP, maybe. That sounds somewhat normal there. Probably a little less if I can focus on flicking and stuff more. But, yeah. And then you just, you deal with the minions here. You heal up during the phase between there. And then you just keep going. And there are some variables. I don't know. The biggest thing is if you eat during the method when you're running under Bandos, you will mess yourself up. Like, he'll attack you. I think you can do it some way where it's like you can't be directly under him, but if you eat when you're outside of him, and then you still like attack as if you were in the cycle, because of course eating messes up your attack cycle. And I'm just like, honestly, I've been too scared to try and do that, where it's like I've only had to teleport out once during a kill, probably. I definitely risk it way more than I should. I think the minions can hit up to like 30, and of course you're risking damage from the major at all times, and I think occasionally damage from the melee or two, depending on if he gets close enough or not. So definitely not recommended, but I honestly, it just kind of like, again, it's to add to like the it just kind of works method. Like it just kind of works out for me most of the time. So I've continued to do that. But I think you can, like, if you were to like say like I'm running this way, I end up at this tile, I drink, click this tile, you'd click on Bandos as if you're trying to attack him, but then you don't, and then you still try and continue the cycle. I've heard you can do that and eat and stuff like that, but it's just, that seems very advanced, and I don't think it's worth it. I figure, hey, just hope for the best, and if you need to tele out, you need to tele out. And if you die, you die. Dying isn't the worst thing in the world. It's very, very easy because it drops your stuff outside the instance, so you just have to come back here, get your God Protection, which if you're at the point where you're grinding Bandos out, you probably should be able to have enough God Protection stored in your POH or with like the God books that you can get that, and then it shouldn't be a big issue. And look at me, there I am whiffing. But here's a good example of you don't need to leave just because you got out of cycle, because all it takes, you have to run back, and you can do it from the other side too, and then look, we're already back in cycle. And then the only hard part is you have to double click your prayers to get them back, because that's just how quick prayers work. But yeah, look, didn't even, because again, even though you have to take hits from Bandos, you're not guaranteed to take a bunch of damage. You usually do, but it doesn't always happen. And then we're right back here. We didn't lose any health from that, and we're back in the cycle. No need to leave. That's another big thing too. Is just like relax a little bit. And once you get those matches kind of down, it's very, very predictable when you take damage. So like if that had happened to me and I was sitting at 20 HP, then I definitely would have wanted to tele out right away. But the fact that I was at full HP, you know, it's pretty early in my trip. Just try again. Just try again. Just finished up with a 10 kill trip. I was low on supplies, so I probably would have only gotten like 1, maybe 2 more out of it. But first for me, I had to leave early because my cat decided it would be a perfect time to jump up right in front of my screen. I was flicking the minions when she first did it, so it was, you know, it was manageable. But then I was like, I got set, she was still in front of it, and there's 8 seconds left until Bandos spawned. And I was like, I'm just gonna teleport out, just to be safe. So that's a first for me. But we are almost at 250 kills. 254 would be the drop rate for another unique, which technically, of like the boots, tassets, BCP. So I would love to see one more of those. I kind of want to end this video soon. It's already been like, I think almost 2 weeks since my last one. Not that I'm ever like I would like to be quick on videos, but you know, I'm having a good time. It feels like I should get like one more drop to end it, even if it is a dupe. I think I'd still take that. And you saw it there first. I did kind of jinx myself. I did say I'd be okay with a dupe. I was thinking more it would be, you know, Tassets, the one that has a lower drop rate, but we got another hilt, so it's whatever. Unfortunately, it's only worth 300k high alch, which like is normally enough for me to be like, oh, well, maybe I'd just alch that, and you know, 300k is on my UIM is better than 1 mil on, you know, some other accounts. But for one, this is 25 mil, so it's, or 24, so it's a bit more than that. And also, I've been like playing around, like I could maybe see myself wanting to have a non-UIM one day. So like maybe, and like the Bandos hilt would be a weapon an item you'd want, not just for money, but like, oh, you want the BGS. So I might end up bonding up my alt and giving this to him. I think bonds are up to like 10 mil or something these days, which this would still be double the price of that, so it would be worth it. But it would just feel a little bad. But I'll think on that, and I'll have a little time to think on that, because I'm going to end the episode there. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. Bandos has been, I got super excited, and it was exciting, but then I kind of realized where it's also like, oh, well, it's just me killing it the exact same way every time, so it doesn't make for incredible content. But hopefully you guys like this. We got some drops. We kept it interesting. So we've got another Godsword Shard 2, we got the 2 hilts this episode, and then we got the Tassets, of course, which is probably the thing I'm most happy about. That's kind of really what I was like, that's going to be things we're going to be using immediately. The hilt is probably the best thing that Iron Man want in general, but obviously we still need the Godsword Shard for that. So hopefully we'll get some more of those. I was kind of hoping we get another one today, but there's always next time. Let me check my loot tracker. So we ended up getting 170 Graardor kills on record today, or this video today. Not today, that would be insane. Just this video. I also, I forgot, I collected some data. Let me do some math and put it on the screen. So for any statisticians that are out there, I kept track of all how many kills I got per trip, and it looks like my average was 9.2 kills trip. And that was all right. The big numbers make me think I am doing better. I will say that was the average, but if you take the median, we got 10. So I think that means that it's been a while since I've been in a stats class, but I'm pretty sure that the average is the flat, like all the numbers added up divided by how many numbers there are. The median is which number I think was like right in the middle if you take off the highest and lowest, and so I think that's supposed to maybe help account for like the really high trips, because I had 2 15s, a 14, 2 13s, but then I also had 3 7s, a 5, 2 4s, and a 1. So like that 1 is gonna bring my average way down just for having that. So I think the median is a little closer, although hopefully I can get to a point where we're getting to double-digit averages. Sometimes I'll have like it seems like I have a stretch of bad luck where it's like 3-4 kill trips in a row, and then I'll have 3 like double-digit kills in a row. So it can just it depends on how it goes. Overall, I don't think I died once this episode actually. Yeah, hooray for me! Everybody clap! Everybody clap! I did so good. Yeah, didn't die once, but it's been fun. I think I'll definitely do some more Bandos before I get into that, but next episode is actually going to be my 100th episode of this series. Shout out to anyone who's been here from the beginning. This has been a long time coming. It doesn't feel like 100 episodes, but then I look back and it's like, oh man, it's been only like, what, 2 or 3 years since I started? It's been a while, so part of me thinks I should make it like special, but like obviously if I could get like a bunch of Bandos drops, that would be special, but I can't guarantee that. So depending on how Bandos is going, I kind of want to try Desert Treasure 2. Well, I get the quest cape back, but all that would be Desert Treasure 2 and then Path of Gluffery, which I've already done on Leagues. So maybe we'll do that for little episode 100 special, but that'll be for next time. For right now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that I will see you in the next one.